Hello, DVC friends. Brian and Gail here on our DVC journey.
Hi.
We are talking about, or have been talking about, has DVC outgrown the Disney parks? And what led us down this rabbit hole? We know the parks are busy, but we got into this conversation. We want to share it with you. So Gail stumbled across some information in reference to some permitting, renewals, and things regarding Disney. So I'll let her explain that, and we'll go from there.
Simply put, there was a renewal of a permit until 2028. At the site, you know exactly where this is.
It was a Disney airport that Walt Disney had built, just an airline strip right next to Disney, right on Disney property, which hasn't been used for years. But
so it is a permit. It is a staging site, and it has been extended until 2028. We just got to talking about what do you think that they're going to use this for?
Right.
And, we thought of a couple things. We know that they are redoing the cabins, possibly at Fort Wilderness, and adding DVC Cabins.
Earlier this year that they're going to make them DVC Cabins, or at least part of them DVC.
Yeah.
So they were going to, and how they're going to do that is the original cabins that are there right now are going to be basically their trailers. They're going to be hauled out, and the new ones are going to be hauled in, I believe, already pre-assembled, and so it would make sense that they would have a staging area, but everything has to be permitted, of course. So they have to have a staging area for these cabins to be placed, is what our thinking is. So, it makes sense.
Yes.
But the one thing that doesn't make sense is they extended it till 2028. Now, the thought is, if they can put that Polynesian resort up in the time period that they are moving at a quick pace for that size of a building, how long do you think it's going to take them to put 350 cabins to pull out 400 cabins to put in 350 cabins? And of course, they have to have a staging area, because if you're going to build a DVC resort, you got to have a DVC pool and maybe who knows, other accommodations, a store, a restaurant, a building, clubhouse, that type of a thing. So it makes sense.
Yes.
But is it going to take 5 years? What do you think?
I don't know, but I wouldn't think so. Yeah. But another thing that we were wondering is the Reflections Resort that had started back, I believe it was in 2018. They had made some progress. Yes, they had made some progress on it, and then of course COVID hit. That got put on the back burner. Sometimes it looks as though, it's been put to bed for good, but then every now and then you get a little something that says, well, maybe it hasn't been, the idea hasn't totally been put to bed.
Right.
And I
because
do know
at the beginning of the stages still.
Yes.
They left it at the beginning stages, so the property there has been graded, that type of thing, cleared of trees and whatever. So it's just sitting there dormant.
Yeah.
What else would you say?
And that permit still goes through sometime into 2024 for the Reflections. Which they could always extend if they decided that's the route they're going to go. Or maybe they're going to use that piece of land for something entirely different, but
or just leave it there.
In the end, there's something in the works or something in the plans.
You would think so. Why put a permit out there for that length of time? I'm not in construction, but it just makes sense. Why, if you're going to apply for a permit for that many years, you must have some
ideas. Yeah.
So we were trying to figure out what would they be doing. So let's go back to Reflections. Reflections, if you're not familiar with it, was a resort in the plans between Fort Wilderness and Wilderness Lodge. Big property right on the lake there. Beautiful property. It was going to be more of a nature type of a thing. I don't mean rustic nature, but it had Pocahontas statue, a big Pocahontas statue in there with her hair flowing, in the wind.
Like being part of the environment.
That's it. Yes. Yeah. So beautiful, huge glass windows facing out to the lake. Just a beautiful resort. So, it just got us thinking. And we started thinking, well, let's talk about DVC. Let's think about that. The last park that was built for Disney parks, was Animal Kingdom Lodge. We all know, or Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Oh, whoops. Animal Kingdom.
The park was built. And we know that they just celebrated their 25th anniversary for the opening of Animal Kingdom. 25 years. That was the last park in this, in Disney World property that was opened up. So I asked Gail, how many resorts, DVC resorts only, just DVC resorts, have opened up since Animal Kingdom opened up? Now, give you a moment to think about that. How many do you think have opened up since Animal Kingdom opened up? So Gail looked it up, did some research. How many, Gail? 3, 4, 5, 7?
10. 10 resorts have been built since
DVC Resorts.
DVC Resorts.
Yes.
Since the last park
has been opened.
Now
there's been no, in that 25 years, there's really been no expansion to the other parks. There's been a couple of rides added. I say 2, I don't know exactly how many, but several rethemed. But really no huge expansion. So has Disney, DVC, Disney Vacation Club, outgrown Disney parks? Are they on a collision course for max capacity for these parks when you add 10 resorts, all these hotel rooms, and that's just DVC. Coronado, of course, huge Grand Tower, so much going on. And then the friendly resorts that are nearby.
You've got the moderate resorts, the value resorts, plus the other hotels in the area, plus all the DVC resorts. And I think anyone who has been going to Disney for any length of time can definitely see a difference. Huge difference from the way that it used to be, just in the park capacities, the lines, the pricing, and I think the pricing has something to do with controlling capacity. I've been saying for a while now to Brian that I really feel like they need to add a park or expand these parks with all of these resorts, because it's becoming very difficult to sometimes get into the parks, and sometimes even to enjoy them, depending on wait times. And now, and it's becoming more complicated even to plan your day out in the parks to get on rides.
You become frustrated from trying to plan your vacation time, at getting up before 7 in the morning to book your rides, to reserving your park day. Of course, that's going to be going away. I know that. But just so many things that you have to do. That's why it's like, is DVC, is it outgrowing the parks itself? And we'd like to have you comment your thoughts on it. Is it a collision course that's waiting to happen with the parks, with DVC? Because we love DVC.
We love the parks.
We are spending more resort-only days, just to get away from. But we love the parks, but just to get away from that, because your vacation should be relaxing, and sometimes it's too much of the phones that you have to be looking at, and the planning and things of that. Some people are better at it than others. This guy, but it just takes a lot of time. So.
Well, I feel like that's part of the strategy, though, because I do think it is a reality now that the number of people compared to the parks and their capacity is really at a point where I feel like it's maybe heading for a breaking point. And, they had to do something to get some kind of control over that. And I feel like, I could be totally off base here, but I feel like some of these things are doing that. I would agree. And again, Disney has recently
again announced at D23 that there's going to be a lot of things happening at Magic Kingdom, at the parks, giving hints of it, and hopefully there is. We've all heard the stories of putting a villain section of the park in at Magic Kingdom, which would be awesome, which would be great.
It'd be even more awesome if it was an addition to the park to make the park a little bit bigger, to flow people in another direction. Yeah. I personally think when you're spending $150 to $200 for a ticket to get into Magic Kingdom for one day, it needs to be expanded so that it just moves people into different directions. Yeah. So you have more room, less line waiting time, and I don't want to pay an extra amount to go into a new section. Right. Now, if you're going to make the new section as big as the Magic Kingdom section, sure.
Well, maybe it's not going to be as big, but
it needs.
I'm not talking just one.
Needs.
Here's a villain's one building, type of a thing, but really expand it into a park of itself.
Exactly, or add another park so people can flow in another direction as well. You've added another park, and
but
that's
I'd be
true.
happy with Villains Land, like Frontierland and Tomorrowland. Villains Land, that's fine. I don't have to have a new park, but do something that accommodates the masses. So, what do you guys think? Is DVC outgrowing the parks? Is it causing an issue with the parks themselves? Because I had read that there's estimated about 250,000 DVC members. And I guess that's only, of course, counting the members themselves and not their
all
kids,
the people they bring,
extended families, friends that they're coming down with them. So what do you guys think? So let us know in the comments, what you think should be done. Should they add another land at Magic Kingdom? Is there something else that they can do as far as parks for accommodations that doesn't hurt the fans of Disney? So that's just the rabbit hole that we went down. Welcome to it. But we really would like to know what you think, and we look forward to seeing you on our next DVC journey. Bye.
Bye.